Hello everyone, in this video I'll tell you how to make your UKVI account so that you can access your e-visa and also how to make your e-visa. So let's get started. First of all, if you have received the visa widget in your passport, then you would also have received an email or a letter from the UKVI that your visa is approved and the links for the next steps. So one of those links would be Get Access e-visa. Once you click that link, something like this will show up on your web page. Then you click Start Now. After Start Now, they'll ask you when were you granted your most recent permission to come to stay in the UK. So for me, it's after 1st November, and I think for most of you guys who's watching the video, it will be 1st of November 2024 after that. So after that, they'll ask if you have a visa immigration application number. Say yes, because you would probably have it. Do you have a passport? Of course, yes. And then they will say some things that you need to read and then create account. Once you create account, you also will have an option to sign in. So basically, if you see here, these are the questions they are asking, and then they will tell you what you need to create the account, and they will give you an option to create an account. And if you already have an account, you can also sign in from this web page. So if you want to save the link that would be present over here, you can save it. But once your e-visa is made, they will email you confirmation or something like that, and in that email you will have a link that you can click to see your e-visa. So it's fine. But then now the next step would be, who are you creating this account for? So for example, for my case and for most of you watching, you will be creating it by yourself, for yourself. So you will select me, or if you're creating it for someone else, for example, if you are a parent or you are maybe an agent or something, I think that's the one you should choose, someone else. But for most of us, it would be me. Then what they will ask your name, give your exact proper names as in your passport, and the surname. So the given name and surname should be exactly as they are in your passport. Once you have written them, they'll ask for your nationality. Just input your nationality, and then once you put it down, the drop down will automatically open and select your country from there. For example, it's India, so once you type INDI, it will open India, and then you select India and then you press continue. So once you continue, they'll ask what documents are you going to use to identify. So some of you guys would have a BRP card. Mostly these are the people who have been here for some time, but for all the new students, it would be just your passport, because the UK transitions from BRP to e-visa from this year. They have given a bit of buffer time for someone who hasn't done it, but for all the new students or newcomers, it's just e-visa. You will not get a BRP card anymore because it's all online. So you will have to use your passport, as we do not have a BRP. Then you enter your passport details, your passport number, the country of issue of your passport, and if the passport has an expiry date, then put that date inside here, this section. Then what's your date of birth? You insert that. Then the email. So use an email that is with you and that you plan to use forever, kind of, because anything related to UKVI, specifically e-visa, will be associated with this email. Every time you want to log in or check your e-visa status or share code for your work, employment, rent, or proving that you're legally in the UK, you need to have access to this email address. So choose a proper email address for this one. Then they will ask you to check your email. They would have sent a code, and here, if you see, you will also have an option to change. So for example, let's just say you put by mistake a wrong email address in the previous step, you can change it here. So yeah, do check that it's a correct email address, and the security code is whatever you get in the email, then just put it in here. And then they will ask you your mobile number, so that they will send SMS and anything related to your account. So for example, if it's international number, do include plus and the country code. For India, it's +91. For UK, it's +44. For Russia, it's +7. So depends on your country. Choose the country code and then your mobile number. Then the same thing, if you have made a mistake in the mobile number, you can change at this next step. But if it's all fine, then whatever SMS would have came, it would be having a security code. So just use it and fill it in here. And the next step, then they'll ask if you want to give access to your account to someone else. It can be your parent or anyone else. So if you feel like you want to, then do give it. If you don't want to give access, then just select no and move on. Then they'll ask you to check all your details that you put: document type, country of issue for the document number, expiry date, name, nationality, date of birth. Check all of them properly. And then for account security, they will tell you what email address and what phone number you insert. This is the one that you put in the first few steps. So you just check all of them, and then you click create account. So once you create account, if your account is created, you will see this screen in which it's written UK Visa and Immigration, that is UKVI account is created. So once it's created, then you need to sign in. Once you sign in the account, you will see something like this. So in this, you have to start a form. Once you finish the form, then you get the e-visa. So first of all, here you select start. Then in start, for example, when I was doing it, they had some notification that from this time till this time, the website will be down. So it's just a notification. You just have to understand that. And if in case you plan to do any work on this website during this time, then you will not be able to do it. So just avoid this duration of time, as the website will be in maintenance. But apart from if there is no notification, means the website is working fine, so you can just proceed to your next step. Now once you create this form, it will automatically generate a unique reference number. So I think it's for referring to this specific form. If you would have multiple forms, or if any query arises, so this unique reference number, just keep a note of it. For me, I did not need it, but just in case you need, so just keep this number. They'll ask you to follow certain steps in order to get your e-visa. The first one would be confirming your identity. So you would need your application number, or if you have a BRP number, but mostly your application number, your location, your contact preferences. Account security, there will be some questions, same like if we create an account on Facebook or Google, they have they have password, then they have two-factor authentication, maybe with SMS, mobile number, or maybe with authenticator apps. And they also have sometimes questions like what's your favorite color, or where were you born, or something like that. So that's what it will be here. And then submit request, where you submit the declaration and you finally submit the form. So if you want to sign in again, you again have to go through this whole process where you just select when did you enter, do you have application number, what's your passport number, and everything. And then when you go to the sign in webpage, they'll ask your passport number, your date of birth. Every time you sign into this website, you must put your passport number, your phone, date of birth, and they will give you an option if you want the security code through your email address or your phone number. So you choose one of them, and whichever you choose, they'll give you a security code, and then you put it here. As soon as you log in, then you can see on 22nd November, I again logged in, but it said I started it on 20th November 2024. So if you want to apply for something else, you apply something else. But for e-visa, you just select continue. Then once you select continue, you, as I said, that you have to follow some steps. And after that, they will accept your application and give you the e-visa. So you have to confirm your identity. For confirming the identity, for some countries, you have this icon on your passport. For example, if you have a US passport, this icon is on the passport. But for example, if you have an Indian passport, they don't have this icon on the passport. So if you don't have this icon, means your passport does not have a chip. So you need to follow some different steps. So for me, I did not have this symbol on my passport. So I just select no, and then you press continue. So once you press continue, they say that you need to be near a smartphone. So you can have like an Android, or you can have iPhone or anything, but it should be like iPhone 7 or newer, an Android phone with NFC, basically contactless payment. So if you have a phone that does not have NFC, I think you might not be able to use it. But yeah, like you don't need to use the chip actually, but you just need a phone that has NFC. But mine has, so I don't know. But yeah, so they'll ask, do you have an access? So you choose yes. If in case, let's say you don't have an access to a smartphone like this, you can also use your friend's phone to do this process. So if, let's say your phone does not have NFC, but your friends have, so you can just install the application that they are showing here. Like when you click this icon, it takes you to the application called UK Immigration ID Check. It's an official application, and it's just used for this ID check process. So you can install it in anyone's phone, and you can continue from there on. So it will be fine. And once your work is done, you can just uninstall the app, and it's perfectly safe. So you can do that. So once you do this, install the app, and then you need to connect the app to your account. When you open the app, there will be an option to either enter a code or else scan a QR. As you can see here, there is a code written over here. I have blurred it out, but there is a code written over here, and there is a QR. So if you want, you can scan the QR code from the website from your phone, or else you can just manually enter the code. I chose to manually enter the code, and once you do that, the process starts on the phone then. So it will ask you to like take a scan, like you need to physically have your passport with yourself. I think you also need to have the visa in the passport. So you can't take a photo. If let's say your passport is still in the immigration office, or it's not with you physically, do not start this process. That's why I couldn't complete it on 20th November when I created the, that's why I couldn't complete it when I created the application on 20th November, because I did not have my physical passport with me. So you need to have your physical passport, and then there will be multiple steps, like you need to scan the passport, scan the details page, etc, etc. Just do all of it. It's in the app, so just next and do it. And then there will be a step in which you have to take your photo. So once you go to this step, you can take a selfie by yourself, but it is recommended that you ask someone else to hold the phone and take the photo, because you cannot upload a photo from your gallery. So yeah, but so someone will hold the phone, and you go in front of the phone and you take a photo. But remember that you are wearing like nice clothes, and you are like clean, and whatever like is your professional look, if you have a beard or clean shaved or whatever. Because once you take this photo and upload it, you cannot change this photo, and anyone that will see your e-visa, because you will be giving access to some parts of your e-visa for work, for rent, for education, for legal purposes. So anyone that goes to your account using the share code, they can see your details and your photo. So if your photo is bad, you're stuck with it. So just make sure that before starting this process, you have a nice look for the photo, and tell someone to take the photo properly. And once you take the photo, I think you also have one more steps in which from the front camera they will like do a facial scan or something from your phone. So it will flash the screen and it will just automatically scan, and then they'll say that it's done. Once it's done on the phone, then you can see on the website that it will show something like identity information is submitted. So it means everything on the phone is done, and it will automatically log out whatever was logged in. So you don't need to worry. But if you just want, just uninstall the app if you feel like, and then you just continue. So once you continue, it again tells you to check the answers, in which you have to check nationality, document number, that would be a passport number most probably, or if you are using a BRP card, maybe BRP has its own number, and then expiry, date of birth, given number, surname. They'll ask you if you know BRP number. So if you use a passport, they'll ask like this. I don't, and I know for sure I won't get one according to their website. So I just select no. Do you know your visa immigration application number? Now this is the number that you get when you apply at the VFS. So they will give you like a number starting with GWF and then the number. So just use that number. It's the same number that you need to use. After that, they'll ask this number. So in this step, it's like yes, I know the number, and in the next step, it's like just type the number. And then check your answers. Then they'll ask if you're in the UK or no. So for example, if you're a new student, you'll probably want to make the e-visa before you come to UK because it's recommended. And for enrollment, for all of the purposes, you need a e-visa share code, which can only be obtained after you have an e-visa. So yeah, but if you're already in UK, then you select yes, I'm in UK. But for most of us, when I did it, when I was not in UK. So you check the answers. Then they'll ask what email address can we use to contact you. The email I use first, that's the same email address I want to use. So you just select that. And the phone number, same. Check your answers. And then what I meant earlier when I said, they'll ask like two-factor authentication and question answers. So you have your email and phone number on which you get a code, but you also have like security questions. So the questions can be, for example, like what is the name of the first school you went to, and etc. And then you can just select whichever feel the most better for you to choose, and just answer them and then move on. And then they will again give you the questions and the answers you answered, and then you click continue. Then you declare if you are above 18 or if you are someone else submitting. So you just choose whichever option is the best fit for you. And then it will take you to this page where it says identity and contact is like completed, then account security, the questions you answered completed, submit request completed, and then you can submit. So once you submit, it will show that the information has been submitted, and then it will give you the reference number, and then it will tell you what will happen next, and then you will get your e-visa details. Then you will get an email that your e-visa is ready to view your immigration status. So you can just select there, and then you select. So your name will be written, whatever you kept, your date of birth will be written, nationality will be written, status will be written, like if you're on a student visa or some other type of visa, startup visa, graduate visa, I think that would be written over here, valid from and valid until. So do note that if you apply for a UK visa, you get it for 3 months. 3 months exactly, to be exact, it's 90 days, not 3 months. So even if you're supposed to get a visa for 6 months, or you're supposed to get a visa for 1 year, 6 months, depends on your course. If you're a student, you'll still get the visa vinjet for 90 days. So if it starts, for example, on the 1st, it will probably end on 19th or 1st January till 30th March or something like that. So that's the visa vinjet. But in your e-visa, it will be written valid from, let's say, 1st January, and let's say your validity is still 1st January 2026 next year. So in e-visa, it will be written the correct validity, but in the visa vinjet, which is also correct, it's just 90 days. So just make sure these dates are your whole visa duration dates as written on your visa acceptance letter or email that you would have got. But yeah, this won't be the same as the visa vinjet, because the vinjet is just 90 days. And then whatever photo you took, it will be here. So you can rotate it if the orientation is not correct, but make sure that when you take the photo, it's correct. So yeah. And okay, so that's done. Like after this immigration, like when you click the immigration status, these details are shown, and right next to it, right below it, if you scroll down, it's get a share code. So when you click on it, it will give you various options, and I'll discuss that in another video. But this is how you can get your e-visa done. And once you have your e-visa, when you click access my e-visa, it will show you something like this. So I hope you liked the video, and if you did, do remember to like, share and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.